Rob Hagan, our expert in-house weather prognosticator, said it looks a little cloudy out there. I agree, Rob. I agree. Some of those clouds off the mountain zones to our east putting down some rain showers. Mountain zones, mostly rural, but it is creating some problems. I'll get to that in just a moment. But this is our outlook for storms just for the next couple of days. Not entirely eliminating them, but keeping them focused in the mountain zones. And then they'll come back into the urban areas by the end of the weekend and the start of next week. So we're not done with this storm pattern. We're not done with this heat either. We took a bit of a break today, thankfully. Right now we're parked at 95 in Grand Junction, 92 in Montrose. While not official for the day, high temperatures haven't been released yet, but it looks like Delta is going to get in the triple-digit club today, whereas Grand Junction will not. So we've ended our three-day consecutive run at or above 100 degrees. If you didn't see all the fanfare last night at 10 p.m., we have now achieved double digits, and that is 10 days now of recording at or above 100 degrees. So the afternoon temperatures, yes, they're hot. We may see some temperature records set this weekend. Friday and Saturday look to be the hottest days, and they are. We have some excessive heat watches in place, and I'll get to that in just a moment. But also our low temperatures. If our low temperatures are really warm, they can also trigger a record warm low temperature. Records for Grand Junction are the next couple of days 74, 75. So we're pretty close to doing just that. And when you have those warm, when you have these mild starts to the day, it's very easy to realize extremely hot temperatures in the afternoon on the order of 5+ degrees warmer than the averages. Wind speeds right now a little breezy up in Glenwood Springs and in Delta, but primarily 5 to 15 miles per hour. We'll keep this same outlook for the next couple of afternoons. That does not include storm associated wind gusts, which will blast 25, 35, even 45 miles per hour. You can see the 30 almost at Glenwood Springs and Delta, almost 40 at Rifle, and of course near 30 mile per hour wind blast for Pitkin County and Gunnison County. So yeah, still dealing with some isolated storms. On radar right now, we've had some dark clouds offering some relief from that heat, and that's great because now we're going with a partly cloudy outlook. We'll keep that going tonight. Just a wee bit of activity up on the Colorado National Monument. Anything that was over the book cliffs has since dissipated or moved on. Speaking of moving on, we're looking right now at Eagle County, I-70. We've got a wildfire. We've got a couple of wildfires near Dotsero and near Gypsum. So this rain is going to be beneficial for those areas. These are not large wildfires by any means, but a wildfire is a wildfire nonetheless. We also have rain showers over Glenwood Springs. That is above the Grizzly Creek burn scar, but we haven't seen any watches for flooding or warnings for flooding. There is actually a warning, and I'll share that with you. But the northern tiered zones, Rangeley, Meeker, Craig, catching a break from those periodic afternoon storms. And of course the Uncompahgre Valley, Delta, Olathe, Montrose. Again, we're looking to the west at some of that cloud coverage. Some of these isolated cells may survive drifting off the Uncompahgre and move over, but you can't count on that as your primary rain maker. So many locations are going to remain dry tonight, dry tomorrow, dry into the end of the work week. And then, of course, we'll be looking at an impressive rain return this weekend. There's that flash flood warning right now just in the southwest portion of Eagle County. This is mostly a remote area, but it could affect portions of Highway 82. We don't have a flood warning for the Grizzly Creek burn scar. We do have an excessive heat watch for the Grand Valley. That's Friday through Saturday, and this also extends into Utah as well. So we're talking low 100-degree temperature readings. It's going to be a hot end of the week and a hot start to the weekend, all courtesy of this ridge of high pressure. Not a whole lot of movement, but what movement we get out of this really reflects in these hot afternoon temperatures. The further west this goes, the drier and hotter we get. The further east this starts to shift, which will occur late this weekend, the more widespread showers and thunderstorms we get. But even when it drifts into that drier territory of Arizona, it starts to filter in some dry air. It doesn't totally eliminate the storms. So we have those mountains still popping up, and that's going to continue really just about every day, folks. So I want to point out Friday and Saturday because those are near record. So Friday could be a tie at 103. Saturday's high temperature, I believe, is 104, 105, but those are going to be close, and that's why both of those days are in the excessive heat watch. And we could see that upgrade to a warning, but just make no mistake about it. This is going to be a hot end to the work week and a hot start to the weekend. So if you are making plans to get outside and camp, A, you need to check with your fire restrictions. B, you need to make sure you get out of the flash flood zone. And of course, C, make sure you bring plenty of water and shade, because out in the elements is not where you want to be with temperatures like this. Montrose, our hot temperatures, our near records, they exist in the upper 90s. Same story for Friday and Saturday. Of course, our story gets a little bit better, Montrose, at the end of the weekend and to next week with even more of those mountain storms passing through.